the roots, he let the beats build, bitch. And we never switch. Even if I'm rich, I'll be broke like I'm Mitch. Niggas talking down, but that's headed in the wrong direction. But I knock that shit out like the boxing section. Cause they can't touch what they can't see. All I gotta do is be the same me. All I gotta do is keep it G. Always be the same me. While I'm solid, boy, they can't change me. No.
What's going on? What's going on, man? We live from the boxing section. We got one of the coolest, dopest people I've ever met in this boxing game. She is not only a great manager, she's a great artist. She's a great I would say assistant, because she's more than that. She's so much other shit that just like a box can put her in. But we know she dope as hell though. As it pertains to anything she touches, it's gold. You know what I'm saying? Straight from New York. Even though she's supposed to link up with me at the fight, you know, I still got major love for her. You know what I'm saying? Because she don't take no shit from nobody. Rick Glazier got them hands. He got the verbal ass whooping of a lifetime. He ain't been back nowhere since. Without further ado, what's up? What up, Sarah? What's going on?
I was over here laughing, yo. What's going on?
Man, what's going on? Listen, my first time in New York was absolutely amazing.
That's what's up.
I was riding with Blue Blood, and you know, we both swear by you.
That's my
just
guy.
how person you are. And I was telling him, man, at first I thought, man, you know, New York pizza ain't that goddamn good, right? And god damn it, I had some New York.
Yes,
I
sir.
had some New York style pizza.
For sure. It doesn't get no better on me. It does not get better.
It's the bread. It's like the crust. Oh my
the
God.
water.
I mean,
It's gotta be something in the water.
I
sure.
mean, it's just amazing. And he took me to this Jamaican spot called
What pizza spot y'all went to?
Jamaican Flavors.
That was the pizza spot though.
Oh no, the pizza spot was downtown, right by the garden.
Okay.
It started with an R. We was in Jamaica, Queens, but too many scammers in New York. I got too many scammers. So they said we're not taking no cards, no Apple Pay, cash only.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, we were stuck, man. I'm like, damn. Good thing we went to the bodega by the Coliseum.
Mm-hmm.
We had the chopped cheese. I had the bacon, egg, and cheese. Oh my God. I mean, if the bread, if oh my God, New York is amazing. I wouldn't move there. I kind of would move there because the food was so damn good. It makes you just want to move.
It's definitely a lot to eat.
Huh?
I said definitely a lot to eat.
Man, most definitely.
Definitely a lot of options for sure.
Now we gotta talk about your travels, because your passport has been stamped about 55 times.
Yeah, I was gone for about a month, you know. So
tell me about the first trip, how that was.
Dubai with Floyd. I put together the female bout on that card. It was for the silver belt, WBC silver belt between Elham McCallid and Delphine Persoon. And it was only 4 fights on that show, so that was the only fight that really like was real. You know, Badu Jack fought like a cab driver, knocked him out in 30 seconds, and the other 2 were exhibitions. So, you know, I did basically the only real fight on that card. And because of that, and you know, they got such rave reviews for that fight, they hired me to put on the entire undercard for the next 2 shows. So that was a thing for sure. Because
Pause.
like these are people that aren't really boxing people per se. So,
Uh-huh.
I had to kind of school them on like things that they didn't know about, and it's okay because boxing is something that you learn on a job. There's no school to teach you how to put on a boxing event or to manage a fighter or to match make a show. Like it's all kind of like, we learn on the job in this sport, because there's no like official like body like head that can teach people these things. So it's just like everybody does their own thing. um so yeah, so it was cool to be able to have that opportunity. And from there, obviously, I went to Australia with Dev, and that was just like the highlight of my career so far.
Oh, you gotta break it down. You gotta break it down piece by piece because you were out there for a long time and a lot of stuff transpired.
Oh
You
yeah,
gotta
yeah,
give us the breakdown.
yeah. Well, initially, me and BH, his father, we put together like a declaration from him to the government saying like how he's changed his life, and he's never been away from his son during a fight, and just all these things that he's done to shown that he's like a different person than he was 30 years ago when he had his felonies or whatnot. And obviously, uh, time went on, and they tried to push it back as far as they could, as far as traveling to Australia. But it got to the point to where the camp had to go. They just had to leave without bill. And so they got there, and I was still in Dubai, but like while I was in Dubai, I was handling their travel and their visas and all this stuff. So I really didn't sleep for like a week, because while they were up, that was my sleeping time. Um,
Damn.
so then when I flew there, they had the Airbnbs. We had like three townhomes for Airbnbs, but we didn't know the area for real. Neither did DeBella or anyone else. Like we just kind of like, you know, would wing it for a little bit. I mean, it was okay. It was smooth. We trained at Ellis Gym, Ellis Boxing Gym. I'm wearing their little. They gave us a bunch of gear, and they took really good care of us. They loved Dev. They showed Dev and the team a lot of love. I mean, more so than we could have ever imagined, because we thought that going into Australia that people were going to give us a hard time. But um, Australia is set up. Australia is damn near bigger than the United States, if not bigger. I'm not sure, you know, for sure, but I know it's about the same size, if not bigger. And so they're like, Melbourne doesn't really mess with Sydney, and Sydney doesn't mess with Melbourne, and George is from Sydney. So the people in Melbourne were like, we don't give a shit about George, like it's like a New York boxing fans, like Joe Smith fans, like they don't care about uh uh Charlo. You know what I mean? Like,
Right, right, right.
so it's kind of like that in a sense. So they were like, really pro Devin Haney there.
So that worked out for y'all then.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like he had a lot of fans there for sure. A lot of love.
That's hella dope. That's hella dope. So when you touched down in Australia, what was like? What was it feeling like?
I mean, I was like, I was a little nervous about like just traveling, because like I heard that they were like really like strict about, you know, um, if you have any like criminal history or stuff like that. I mean, I've had a little stuff in the past, but nothing crazy, you know what I mean? But I didn't know how strict they were. So it was just like, I was just a little nervous. But once I got through customs, like I was like, okay, this is cool. Like, a sigh of relief kind of. But I was just like more excited than anything, just to be with the fam, because that's how it is around Devin. Like he keeps a lot of people around him, but all the people that are around are family. People that have been around since he was a youngin. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
um, it's like real tight knit, and like we hold each other down. So it was cool.
hella dope. Can you tell us about the food experiences?
Oh, the food experiences. Well, the food initially wasn't that great in Australia. Like it was like a little different, like tasting. But then once you got into like, um, you know, the city proper, Melbourne, like they have all the stuff that we have. You know, like they have like all the fancy restaurants like Nobu or, anything else. Like they have some pretty good food there. Like we would go to like these little. They had Spanish food there too, which was crazy. But yeah, they had some good food there. Like it was pretty good. A lot of good steaks. Good steak for sure. Like
Okay.
they're known for steak, like their cattle and stuff. And then Devin's brother had a kangaroo burger.
How do
So
you say that was?
he said it was like gamey, like kind of like goat, I guess. Like it was like kind of like it's I don't what game meat kind of has that
It's kind of slimy type.
earthy, like it's earthy taste because they're more like fed, like they're eating the dirt and the earth and this. It's earthy tasting, I guess you could say.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, so fight night. What
Fight night was
what was
crazy.
it like?
It was like being in a goddamn Super Bowl. That stadium was huge, like probably the largest arena I've ever been in personally, as far as like area wise. Not seat capacity, but the area wise, like the space between like one end to the other. Like for instance, like Devin had to get into a little like golf truck, a golf cart, or we all did had to get like a golf cart to get from the dressing room to where the fighters walked in.
Damn.
um yeah, it was really, really big. And like when we were walking into the arena, the fighter entrance, like all the fires coming up around us and everybody's booing, and it was just like super, super intense. But we all knew that Dev was gonna pull that off. Like we just knew it because, like the old saying, styles make fights, and I know how mentally strong Devin is, and I know that Devin wasn't going to fall into no traps the way Teofimo did. Like Teofimo fought super emotional, fell into the trap. Like, and I don't know if you knew this, but I was with Mickey Bay when he fought Cambosis, and I saw the way Mickey Bay kind of like gave him the fixins. You know what I mean? Like Mickey Bay, had a really good fight with him. It was like a split decision loss, and it wasn't really too tough for Mickey. But Mickey and Devin, they have a lot of similarities simply because, like they have that Mayweather style, but Devin is longer, you know what I
Yeah,
mean, and younger and fresher, So I'm like, man, if Mickey was able to work with Cambosis, Devin's not gonna have a problem. So and Devin did exactly what he was supposed to do. I mean, people could say what they want, they could call it boring, they could do it, but Floyd Mayweather, and in like when he was 147 and up, they call him boring. But at the end of the day, it's about getting that W and making them coins.
yeah. No, that's for damn sure. I mean, I I was so excited to like. I had no voice, man. I'm yelling at the TV and shit.
Yeah, for sure, for
I mean,
sure.
the shit was so. It looked like it was so exciting.
No,
Okay,
it
now.
really was. Like I was on the edge of my seat the entire time. Like, and it was crazy because there was the ring, right? And it was like on like it was like the ring was maybe like 3 feet up off like it was a stage and then the ring, and the stage was like 3 feet up. And like we were sitting on the stage, like just like on the floor of the stage. Like it was like super lax with security there too. It was crazy.
Also, security didn't give you a hard time.
I mean, like they tried to, but like I was just like, look, this where we sitting at. Like we're Devin's team. Like it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But it was clear that we were with Devin because we all had the sweatsuits on and then the lady who's doing she was part of the entertainment company, or like she wasn't with the promotional company. It was more like the network, whatever network it was locally. She was part of that, and she just told them like, yeah, she's good, you know. So whoever she says with is with her. But it's like we had all these Muslim brothers that was with us too, and I had to like say that they wasn't with us, and I felt terrible. But I was like, I gotta protect my squad. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So what's that
What's what like?
like having to like be, because I know everybody's like Muslim, but you could. I know like in Australia, it's like kind of like frowned upon or something like that, right?
Islam?
It's like, isn't it like frowned upon, like the Muslims?
I don't know. I mean, actually, I don't think so because I was in the gym. We were in like the regular gym, like the 24-hour fitness type gym there, and they had prayer rooms. And you don't even see that here. Like, so I think there's a large Muslim community in Australia, and especially Melbourne. So, I mean, it was cool. Like you know, they respected Dev. Like they don't really trip off religion like that down there because you got to think like Australia was founded with criminals. Like, you know, like it was literally like a place like the UK sent their criminals, you know what I mean? Or people with criminal backgrounds, with the Irish with criminal backgrounds, like they sent them to Australia. And that's how Australia became populated with white people.
And now you can't even get in there. Now a criminal
Right.
can't
Now
get
you
in the
can't
country.
now criminals can't even get in. They're like, we're done with y'all. But yeah, so I mean, they didn't really trip on religion like that. Like we got a lot of love from like everybody.
That's hella dope. That's hella dope.
Mhm.
So being in the ring when that decision came, how
Oh,
how
man.
how was it? Like, was
Yo,
it
I
like a
almost
weight lifted
peed
off, or
myself. I said I almost peed myself, yo. So they were happy. I was so happy for him, man, because it's like being there from the beginning of the journey, like when he's like 8, 9 years old, and to seeing it now, like me knowing back then that he was special, and just to see it all come into the way that it did was like really super fulfilling. You know, it was like a big like I told y'all this kid was special. You know what I mean? Like I told y'all,
Yeah,
and you know, like he's on that wave now too. He's like, oh, but I thought y'all called me the email chant. Like, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
but I told you though. You know what I mean? So it's a good feeling to be able to just like show and prove.
Man, I know that was amazing. Now, did you get your chain?
I did not get a chain. I did not
Okay.
get a chain. No, I did not. But I haven't. I actually haven't seen Dev since Australia. So I think he gave him out in Vegas.
See, your day might be coming. See.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not pressed out about the chain.
um. So leaving Australia, coming back home. How was the time difference? Like, how was it adjusting back?
It was harder coming back than it was going for
Right,
whatever
right.
reason. Yeah, it was harder coming back. Um, you know, I just had to sleep. I slept a lot on the plane, so that helped, but I still like felt like super jet lagged for about a week.
Damn.
Yeah, but I'm good now.
Sheesh.
I'm all the way back now.
Right. What do we have planned? What's coming down the pipelines
For me or for Devin?
for you?
Oh, for me, I got like 6 shows I'm matching right now. I'm doing stuff for Thomas Lamana, like just local shows, like one in Newark, DC. Got another one in Atlantic City. And then there's Mickey Bay and Tevin Farmer coming up August 12th, and they're doing that in Phoenix. I believe Lorenzo Simpson is going to be on that card as well.
Nice.
Um, then obviously like the stuff in Dubai. And then also I have another show August 27th with Deborah King, it's Don King's daughter.
Oh
We're gonna
shit.
feature, and it's gonna be outside of Cleveland, and we're gonna feature like some women, including Melissa Hernandez, Tierra Brown, think what's the name going to be back on the card? God, I'm so bad with names. But I'm turning this girl Iman James pro. She's from Brooklyn. She won like Golden Gloves twice. And then I'm gonna put some local Cleveland talent, like one of the Mason brothers on there, and Thomas Matisse.
That's my man, right? That's my dog. That's my
So yeah,
dog.
I'm gonna put him on, and then I think I was speaking to Montana Love and seeing if he has one other kid that he wants to like put on there too. That he sells some tickets. So
You fucking working. You are working your
yeah,
ass off.
I am working super hard.
Um, tell me about women's boxing. Tell me the landscape and how you see it. And I know being a woman, but other than being a woman, why is women's boxing so important to you?
um, it's important to me because that's where I started. And so I feel like the need to pay homage to the women who inspired me to get going in the sport, like a Melissa Hernandez. Like she was one of my favorites when I was trying to fight and, you know, pursue boxing in that area. But it's fulfilling to me to be able to give these girls an opportunity and see them make some real money in this sport. Whereas when I was trying to fight in 2004, 2005, there was no opportunity for women at all, like to make any real money whatsoever. So it feels good for me to finally see women being able to make, maybe not the same as the men, but to be in a competitive area, a competitive space with the men.
For
And
sure.
not only that, but also getting, um, you see Matchroom cards now, or especially Matchroom, and shout out to Eddie Hearn for really recognizing the women. And you don't see many Matchroom cards without a women's bout on it.
Yeah.
So kudos to him for doing that. I think more promoters should take heed to it because the women are super entertaining. A lot of those fights are the most exciting fights on the card because women do fight very passionately and emotional,
Oh yeah.
so
And women don't quit. That's the one. Listen,
right, exactly.
the one thing about y'all, like when I was doing like the law enforcement stuff, like when I was going to school for it, my instructor was a police officer. He said, "Listen, if you fighting a woman, like going to a call for a woman, you gotta knock her out because if not, she's gonna fight you to the death."
Yeah, definitely. We have you gotta think women have a high pain threshold. We have babies.
Yeah, 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 most definitely.
So like a fight, what's a fight? Like, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, but I mean, I think that the state of women's boxing is probably the best it's ever been. I just think that we need to take accountability and try to make the best fights possible, the most competitive fights possible. Because you had Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano, but then what's next? You know what I'm saying? So like Amanda's fighting a girl that I've never heard of now, on this with her and Jake Paul. Whereas I think there was a lot better fights for her out there, more entertaining fights for her out there with the public that could have been made.
yeah. I think this is a warm up. You know, they still trying to fix that the stadium in Ireland for
Hmm.
her and Katie Taylor to do a rematch. I think that's what they was waiting on.
I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
know. That's a tough fight, man. That was a war for sure. So, um, I'm sure like they're both like wanting a break too,
yeah.
before they go right back into that.
Now we have an undisputed showdown this weekend. We got McCaskill and Elma. I had the pleasure of interviewing her and Hector on my show, so I'm biased.
Mm.
Give me your thoughts on that fight.
Of Elma, you were with Elma.
Yeah. I'm with Elma and Hector, man.
I mean,
The
she seems scrappy. Like she seems like she'd go a little bit. She got some skill. She's got some skill set. I just don't know. truth to you, I don't know a lot about her, but I've watched her a few times. She's, she has some skill, but I mean, McCaskill's just a dog.
Yeah,
Like, she just gonna come to fight. I mean, McCaskill doesn't have the greatest skill set, like as far as like technique and the basics, but she's like a bulldozer. Like she just keeps coming. So, I mean, it should be a good fight. I don't really have a bias in that fight. Like, I'm not a big McCaskill fan either, just because of the fact like I'm just not a fan of her style. But yeah, it should be a good fight.
yeah. So I'm excited. I'm excited for that fight. I think the only thing I'm kind of like I'm upset about is the money that they're making. They should be making way more money than what they're
I don't
making.
even
It's
know
kind
how
of
much they're
disgusting.
making. How much are they making?
Well, I don't know how much McCaskill's making, but Elma's only making 20K
Yeah, that's
to
bad.
fight that fight.
It's awful. But
Yeah,
I mean, hey, who's her manager? Like there should be no reason for her to take that kind of money. I got more from Melissa, and that wasn't even undisputed.
yeah,
You know, that when she fought Chantel Cameron. You know what I
yeah,
mean? So yeah, that whoever's managing her, that was their fault.
yeah,
They should have negotiated that a little better.
yeah. It was. It was just. I think it was just messed up like all around. Now, maybe let me try. Let me double check that because that might be a little too low. I'm gonna double check that myself. I'm gonna double check that because I gotta look at that
Yeah,
again.
I don't. It doesn't even
Yeah,
sound right, but
yeah. But
you
I
know,
think that's what I think. But I know it's like a lot of like rematch clauses. It's like two rematch clauses. So
mm,
like she got to fight her twice basically.
right.
So if Emma wins, she got to fight her two more times.
I mean, shit. I mean, that's the fight. Like, why not? Like, she can make the bag two more times, but next time she'll make more. Hopefully,
Yeah,
way more than $20,000.
yeah. I think it might be 200,000 if I'm not, if I'm not
That's a big
mistaken. But
difference. You might want to check that.
yeah, I gotta fact check that. I
A
gotta fact
big
because
difference.
like
Now, two hundred
yeah,
thousand. Now we talking, but you know, I don't think it's 200,000. It may be though. It may be. It may be.
sometimes people just take fights for the opportunity. Do you think people should do that? Like short
No,
notice fights
you
and
have to know your worth. You definitely have to know your worth. This is a business at the end of the day. These are prize fighters, not pride fighters. You could die in that ring, and as we've seen multiple times already, you know what I mean? So definitely like get paid for it for sure. You work your ass
100%.
off. Why should you take small money? Doesn't even make any sense.
Now, we're gonna go away from boxing real quick, and we gotta talk about your art. We got to. I can't. There's no way that I could get you out of here without talking about your art.
Oh yeah, man. I'm actually this piece behind me is for Edgar Berlanga's now fiance,
Right.
for her sister. But yeah, a lot of my art is through boxing, man. Like the boxing community really came out and supported, and I do a lot of commissions and stuff like that. But I don't know if this is Amanda Serrano I'm doing right here, but I
Oh
haven't
shit.
finished yet. But yeah, so the boxing community came out, and it's all love.
So tell us how you got started. I know you've been doing your thing, but what put it to like this level where it's like I'm doing art now? Like,
Um, COVID, COVID took boxing from me. I didn't have an option to make money, and I had to like figure something out, and I wasn't gonna just lay down and die. And you know what I mean? Like I
yeah,
had to do
no, for
something.
sure.
And I have a daughter, so I started painting, and the boxing community came out and showed love. Like Devin, obviously, Andre Darrell. Marcus Brown, like a lot of different people came out and showed love and supported. So I was really blessed to be able to have that support system.
That's an amazing thing. I can't listen. I just got done buying my chain that I was telling you about. So after I get my shit back together again, I got something. Man, I got to get mine.
Oh, for sure. For
Now,
sure.
did you make them prints that we talked about? Did you make them prints?
Which Prince?
The one when you made the Muhammad Ali picture.
Oh, I haven't done it yet, but I will. I will.
You gotta do it. You got to do that because some of the pictures that you've done, we weren't able to get them prints, but you gotta get like, because I mean, when you see like when you go online and people have like these pictures that they've done and they do like hella different like sizes, hella different copies.
Yeah. There's a really dope uh artist. He does like pictures for all the big fights. He did one for Devin and Cambosis. I know he did
Yeah,
one for Canelo Beevil. He did one for Amanda K. Taylor. I don't know if it's like Killian Art. It's his
yeah, that motherfucker. Yeah, he get busy.
and he does prints and he sells them at the fights. He's really dope. He's
Yeah,
really
he. I really want that Devin Cambosis when he did the city.
Yeah, I
Man,
have
I want
it.
that.
He gave me one.
See,
Yeah, I have
make
it.
but
I got you. Nah, he sells them. He sells them for like $20. You could just hit him up. He'll send you one.
man, yeah, I gotta get because I got the man cave working, but I gotta step it up a little bit more.
Yeah, you could start a collection of the prints. That's what I'm doing with
Yeah,
with that one. Like all the fights that I like, I'm gonna buy all his prints.
I just love your artwork, man. I love what you're doing.
You-
Uh, on the manager side, on the art side, you like one of the coolest individuals. Uh, you know what I mean? And it's always a blessing to be able to build and have a relationship with
Oh,
people
for
like
sure.
you.
Yeah,
You know what I
definitely.
mean?
I
And
appreciate it.
and we wish nothing but the best on this platform and all platforms alike.
For sure.
Um, I can't wait to see what you got next, coming next after you
Yeah,
finish
man.
that Amanda
We got
Serrano
a lot of
picture.
stuff coming, man. I'm excited about Devin again. Like they talking about October 15th, him and
Yeah,
Cambosis again in Australia. So
okay.
that's he'll go over there and collect that coin again. Easy money.
How now? Okay, how hard is it? Like how? Like when should you start the process? I got it. Yeah, I forgot to ask you that. I'm sorry. When should you start the process of trying to get a visa to go to Australia?
Easy, super, super quick. You can get it done. You can get it done in 30 minutes.
Oh, so don't. So it's not the process is not heck of, like really
No,
long.
easy. Yeah, it just depends on how quickly you need it. Like I did, it just so happened that I was in Dubai and Devin is at the airport and he called me. It was like 6:30 in the morning my time, and he's like, "Sarah, I put in the wrong passport number." He's like, "Can you redo my visa for me?" And he's at the airport. He's sitting
Okay.
at the gate. So I was like, "Oh shit!" So I just, it's like $150 to expedite it that quick, to do it in like 30 minutes. But yeah, I got it done quick. Like, but you could do one where it takes like 3 days, and it's easy. As long as you don't have like a criminal history, like because it's crazy because Devin's cut man, Bob Ware, um, like so what I would do like when Devin's mom showed up and his girlfriend showed up, like everyone would get in like 6 in the morning. Like their flights would land like 6 in the morning for whatever reason. Like I guess that's what the schedule was. And and so I would check everybody into the hotel. Like I'd get up, make sure that I was there when they got there, just to make sure like their check-in went smooth. They get everything they need, whatever. And so I'm up at the time when Bob is supposed to land. And I'm calling his phone, I'm texting him, and I'm like, well, maybe his flight was delayed. And I check the flight and I see that it landed. And I'm like, what is going on? So I'm like, I don't know if he got on the flight. He didn't get on the flight. Like, what's happening? So I don't say anything to Devin yet because it's the day of the press conference. And I'm just like, what is going on? So the press conference is about to start. And I get a text from Bob. He's like, I've been detained. And I'm like, what? Like, for what? He's like, he says, they said I lied on my visa. So I'm like, holy shit. So I'm just like, what are we gonna do? Like, this is cut, man. Like, what are we gonna do right now? And so he's like, yeah, they're taking me to like a holding facility and they're going to book my flight back home same day.
Damn.
Like, I couldn't even imagine flying coach from where, Las Vegas to Australia and then having to fly all the way back in the same day. Oh my God. I felt so terrible for him.
Jesus.
Yeah, I felt really, really bad. But it was like kind of like the luck of the draw, I think. Because, there were other people there too that had some shit that, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I don't know. And then with BH, like we were able to get him in last minute. And I feel like it was like planned for some reason because I'm like, we're talking about Bob Arum. Like, this is like one of the most powerful men in boxing, if not the most powerful man in boxing. And you mean to tell me he couldn't get his dad in? Like, that doesn't even make sense. So, but I actually have it right here. Like, we did this declaration. I don't know if you can see it, but I had to take that to the police station, this declaration, and have Devin sign it in front of like a sergeant or notary, and it just was like saying like who he was and what he's about to do, who he's fighting, and like how he needs his dad in the country, and how important it is to him. And it just so happened like that week, the head of the country or something happened within the government where like it switched over, like they had new leadership or something like that. So he got approved like the last minute. Lou calls me and he's like, are you by Devin right now? And I'm like, no, but I can be. And he's like, they're letting his dad in. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Like, this is the day before the weigh-in. So I'm like, but how is that even, like, how coincidental? Like, that just gives us just enough time to get BH into the country, you know what I mean? Like, to where he could come in for the fight and then fly out the next day. You know what I mean? So I feel like it was kind of planned. Like they were gonna let him in the whole time. I can't hear you, bro.
Yeah. I'm glad he's able to get out there for sure.
Yeah, us too, for sure. Like, I think that just like put the icing on the cake. Like, we knew once he got there, we were like, oh yeah, it's over for this dude.
Yeah, it's a wrap. It's a wrap, man.
Like,
I
my
mean,
favorite thing was like when like they showed him on the camera. He's like, I don't like how you've been treating my son. Like, it was just so epic. I'm like, it felt like I was in a movie.
man, for real. And to be a part of that, and to go viral, and you went viral too.
Who went viral?
You went viral. You didn't see that video?
Oh, with the kiss? With
Yeah.
Give it on the cheek, yeah. Like, that was so genuine though, because he said to me in that moment, he looked at me, he was like, yo, you always believed in me. He said, you always believed in me. And I was like, of course. Like, I was just so happy. It just came natural. Like, I'm kissing my kid, like my daughter. You know what I mean? Like, it was just a genuine, like, I'm loving on nephew moment. Like, I was so excited and so happy for him. And my heart was so full that, I just had to like show him that love. You know what I mean? But, it is what it is. Like, people don't know like the relationship. So they're going to assume and talk their shit or whatever, but it's all good.
I had to keep telling people, I'm like, dude, that's like his godmom, bro. Like,
right?
like, you know what I mean? But man, I really appreciate you for coming on and sharing your moments with us and sharing your time with me. I really, really appreciate you.
Definitely.
Man, keep doing what you're doing. Man, we really appreciate what you're doing for the sport of boxing. We need you to be a promoter for now. We need you to have your own promotion company, damn it.
Oh, that's coming, honey. I'm on the way. So I've literally done everything in this sport, like from fight to manage, match make, whatever it is, I've done it already. You know what I mean? I literally have done every job in this sport. So like promoting my own show is the next step.
Man, and listen, you know the whole community will be in the building for
For
sure.
sure.
And
Definitely.
yeah, I'm excited for what you're doing. I'm excited to be a part of what you're doing. I'm so glad, man. I'm so glad we had Rick Glazer on because without Rick Glazer getting cussed out the next
Hey,
day,
he served a purpose, right?
man,
He
I'm
served
telling
a
you.
purpose, you know. So,
And
but yeah, like my whole goal in this sport isn't. I mean, yeah, the money's great, right? Like making money is great, but I really love this game. Like I really love this sport, and I love the people in it, and I love the characters, even the assholes of the sport. Like you need them, you know, you
sure,
need them to decipher the good from the bad. You know, every game got to have a villain in it, you know. So I respect everybody for the roles that they play, but I really like want to make a difference in this sport and like, you know, just make my mark, you know, make my mark in the sport and just be like, when it's all said and done, I was here, you know, I was here and I played a role.
for sure. You're doing a hell of a job.
Thank you.
And man, we just happy to be around. And when I do my documentary about the B side, you know I'm gonna need you
For
since
sure.
I can't use him no more because you done tore his ass up. So so, so I got to have you on the documentary explaining the purses and what's it like being the B side fighter and things like that. So yeah, we gonna need you for
I'm
sure.
switching over to the A side now, honey. The A side now, baby. I don't know
Most
about the
definitely.
B side no more, but salute to the B side because they're needed too.
No, for sure, for sure. Now,
Did you see
if I
Big Baby make his comeback?
oh God,
Mm.
Jesus Christ.
Thoughts?
Uh,
I mean, listen,
was you there like at all? Or you
that was in
didn't go?
Argentina. That was yesterday, right?
Oh, I didn't know where it was at. I just seen it.
Yeah,
I
that was
just
yesterday.
yeah, L Dub posted it, and it was some sad shit. I I I mean, maybe he need the PEDs to get his weight down because I mean he was fucking huge.
Yeah, he was big boy, Big Mac. Yeah, you know, I just think he needs a nutritionist. He
Yeah.
needs a real nutritionist, somebody who really know what they're doing. Like even if he went to Victor Conte, a snack or something, like he needs like,
Well, he don't need to go to Victor Contact because you
well,
know
you know,
they both got a history.
Dev's with Victor Conte, so you know
Yeah.
he's cleaned up his act. Everybody deserves a second chance, right? Or a third, or a fourth. But you know, he needs somebody to really like help him and stay on top of him to get his act together because
Yeah,
he clearly can't do it by himself.
man, it's clear. Man, it's 341. It's crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you watch the fight or you didn't?
I
You didn't?
saw the clips. I saw clips of it. It just you know, I mean, listen, the man hasn't fought in I don't know how long. You know, he's been. I mean, if you don't have a fight coming up, like a real solid fight, you're not gonna dedicate yourself the way that you would have when you're fighting Anthony Joshua or you know, somebody of that caliber. So I get it in a to a certain extent, but you know, you still don't want to look bad. You know, you're coming
Yeah,
back and you want to like kind of impress the people. So, but I wish him the best. You know, I hope he pull it together and you know, he's still with Greg and Greg got a lot of love for him. So I'm sure Greg will help him in any way that he can.
for sure. All right, let everybody know where they can find you, so
Um,
everybody can go follow you.
yeah, I think does it say my name on there? It's Sarah Fina underscore the artist. Sarah Fina
Let me take
underscore
this
the
down.
artist. Yeah,
All right,
there I go. Yeah.
there it is. There it is. And we appreciate you for coming on
I
again,
appreciate you for having me.
man. I really appreciate. Now I'm supposed to. I don't know if I'm going, but it's my son's birthday, so I don't know if I can go to Newark to the Shakur Stevenson fight. But
Oh,
if I do,
when is that one?
That is September 23rd.
Oh, okay. We got some time.
Yeah. So if I go to that fight, I need to.
I'll be there. Yeah, I'll be there because I like Shakur. I like watching Shakur. He's special.
For sure. So man, keep doing what you're doing, man. And congratulations on all your endeavors. We wish you nothing but the best.
Absolutely.
Have a great and prosperous day. We'll see you soon.
Appreciate you.
All right, y'all. Y'all, like I said, man, we'll keep coming with this content. Appreciate Sarah for coming through here and showing us all the love. I really appreciate her for coming through. And y'all know, in the words of the great philosopher Lil E, I want y'all to breathe air and live life. You know, it's always a treat when players meet. Thank y'all for breaking bread with me, man. We'll holler at y'all tonight, live from the boxing section, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Peace.
At the roots, he let the beats build, bitch, and we never switch. Even if I'm rich, I'll be broke like I'm Mitch. Niggas talking down, but that's headed in the wrong direction. But I knock that shit out like the boxing section. Cause they can't touch what they can't see. All I gotta do is be the same me. All I gotta do is keep it G. Always be the same me. While I'm solid, boy, they can't change me. No.